I wanted to also introduce Paula Forget.
It's Forget.
Forget.
It's French.
Forget. I have it wrong, and I'm trying to hold up a copy of the cover of her book. She's written a book about how meditation has given her insight, and she'll probably say more about that. But I invited her to chat a little bit about what her feeling of the state of grace is. And Paula, if you could spend a little bit of time and fill in some of the details and the gaps that we haven't covered.
Yeah, certainly. And I think I loved how Bob began the talk. You know, he really brought us into a state of grace, I feel. You know, it just left me with a wonderful feeling. I just love swimming in that water. I feel like I'm in it right now. I know that for me, when I experience grace, it kind of comes like a flash of recognition, you know, kind of like, oh my gosh, you know, it's like it's not just a little light that comes on. It's like a huge light that comes on. And it's almost, it makes you speechless when it happens. You know, it's that big of a deal. So it's kind of like, it's rediscovering something we've forgotten. But boy, we've really forgotten it, you know, that it made that big of an impact when it happened. And so often grace appears like a gift from above. You know, it's something that was unexpected, that we didn't know how to make it happen or anything like that. And it just came. And often grace comes at the end of a long period of yearning. You know, or if you're searching for something, or if you're really struggling, you know, trying to figure out something, or having trials in your life, and all of a sudden you'll have this moment of grace, you know, after a lot of struggle. And I think that the contrast between, you know, for instance, how I was feeling before and then how I'm feeling after that moment of grace is really what makes grace appear to be such a huge thing. But in reality, like Bob was saying, you know, grace is really like living in the presence of the creative force that sustains and animates us. So the state of grace is our primordial nature. It's really when we get down to the essence of who we are, that state of grace is just being in touch with all of creation and all of the divine force that permeates the entire universe. And during moments of grace, we're reminded of that. So grace is also like the wisdom of life in all of its forms. So when you're in a state of grace, you also gain some type of an inner knowingness, like some type of an understanding that comes with it. And it's beyond words, you know, just like Wendy was saying, it is really beyond words. And, you know, you can't really describe that. You know, it's like trying to describe being in love. So, you know, you can say, oh my, you know, I'm just so in love, you know, and it's like everybody gets it. But boy, it sure is all the different flavors of ice cream, isn't it? All tied into one. And I really like ice cream. So grace, it's like it satisfies all your needs when it happens. You know, and that's why it always comes after, like for me, after a period of difficulty. But sometimes it happens, it's kind of like a gift, you know, a gift from above, like it's totally unexpected. It's like it just falls on your lap and all of a sudden, like plop. Like, why did this happen to me? Like, how do I get some more? So I really don't know how we make grace happen. But I do know that we can ask for grace when we are humble. And to be humble is to not be in our egos, you know, as Bob was saying. You know, it takes you really have to be in a place of humility, because when you experience grace, you realize how huge all of this is, and how Each one of us is just really a tiny little part of it. But each part of us, each of us, is made up of this huge thing. And so it's just, and that's what's so mind-blowing about it. So I guess when I wrote my book, it talks about the heavens and the higher realms. And actually, all the doors that lead to heaven are filled with grace. Every one of them. It's not something that I could have made happen. It was like a gift. Every step of the way was a gift. And but I think that the possibility for that gift is there for everyone because we're all made of it already. We're all part of it. And it's just waiting to reveal itself to us.
Thank you.
So I guess that's kind of a good place to start with grace.
Paula, thank you so much because you made me remember that when I was experiencing, a little bit about what the state of grace is that we have it within us. The Masters of the Journey suggests that we're all masters and we all have that perfection within us. Sometimes we're not conscious of that. Sometimes we don't allow it to surface. Sometimes we get caught in our ego or our daily things. But that blessing is deep within us. And if we can connect with other people, maybe we can fan those flames and let that kind of burn more brightly within us, letting that kind of soul and spirit brighten and find ways to the surface so that we can be of service to all other pilgrims on the path. And sharing that connection and that unconditional love and support for everybody, the words that you spoke just, bring those up for me. And I really want to thank you for that.
Oh, thank you, John.